Okay, you're very welcome to this lesson about past tense and holidays here. This is about, first lesson is about traveling on a holiday. One question, wohin bist du im Sommer gefahren? Ich bin nach England, Spanien, London gefahren. Ich bin zu Hause geblieben. Wie bist du gefahren? Ich bin mit dem Zug, Auto, Schiff gefahren. Wir sind geflogen. Wie lange bist du geblieben? Ich bin eine Woche, 2 Wochen, 1 Monat geblieben. Just to indicate that the verbs here are linked with ich bin. That means there's an obvious movement, and there's a movement from A to B, and therefore we have the verb ich bin and then the past tense verb at the end. Gefahren, geflogen, these are the main verbs. Geblieben is no movement, but it's an exception here, and that's why it's linked with ich bin. Repeat as many times as it takes. This is the next lesson here about holiday activities. One question, was hast du in Ferien gemacht? Ich habe Tennis gespielt, ich habe einen Ausflug gemacht, ich habe Souvenirs gekauft, ich habe die Sehenswürdigkeiten besichtigt, ich habe meine Großeltern besucht, ich habe Eis gegessen, ich habe Limonade getrunken, ich bin in Disco gegangen, ich bin ins Museum gegangen, ich bin in den Freizeitpark, Jugendclub gegangen, ich bin zum Strand gegangen, ich bin geschwommen. Now, these are past tense verbs that are no obvious movement, and therefore we have the auxiliary verb ich habe. As you can tell, we add ge to the third person singular, and that's how we make the verb in the past tense gemacht. You can also notice that did or bought is not at the start of the sentence, but it's at the end of the sentence. That is the main German past tense structure. Ich habe ein Eis gegessen, ich habe Limonade getrunken. Repeat as many times as it takes. Okay, the next lesson about description of holidays. One question, wie waren die Ferien? Es war toll, fantastisch, schön. Es war prima, es war sehr lustig. Der Ausflug hat mir am besten gefallen, weil er interessant war. Es war schlecht. Wie war das Wetter? Es war schön, es war schlecht. The past tense here is very simple. There's only one verb. It was. How were the holidays? Es war toll, fantastisch, schön, prima, lustig. And that's the justification of an opinion because it was interesting. As you can tell, the verb is at the end of the sentence. It's slightly different from the English language, where we have the verb straight after the conjunction. Okay? Now, saying where we lived during the holidays. Wo hast du gewohnt? Ich habe in einem Hotel gewohnt, in einem Wohnwagen, in einem Wohnmobil, in einem Zelt, in einer Ferienwohnung, Jugendherberge, in einer Wohnsiedlung, bei einer Gastfamilie, bei Freunden an der Küste gewohnt. Okay, very simple past tense verb, gewohnt, I lived. Again, the past tense verb is at the end of the sentence rather than straight at the start. Okay, repeat again, in einer Wohnsiedlung, bei einer Gastfamilie, bei Freunden an der Küste. Now we're talking about how we enjoy the holidays. The question is, hat es dir gefallen? Did you enjoy it? Das hat mir gefallen, weil es schön war. Again, opinion, justification, because it was lovely. The verb is at the end of the sentence. More opinions here. Das hat mir ziemlich gut gefallen, weil es groß war, because it was big. Das hat mir nicht gefallen, weil es laut war, because it was loud. Das hat mir nicht gefallen, weil es schmutzig war, because it was dirty. Again, we are expressing opinions here, and the verb goes to the end of the sentence. And simply, das hat mir gefallen, I enjoyed that. So just to summarize the past tense structure here. This is simple present tense. Ich fahre mit dem Auto nach Berlin. Okay, there's a movement here, therefore the verb fahren goes to the end of the sentence, and we need to learn it by heart, gefahren, and then because it's a movement, it's not ich habe, but it's ich bin. There's no movement here. Ich habe gestern mit meinem Bruder Fußball gespielt. Again, the past tense verb goes to the end, and the auxiliary verb is ich habe. So the conclusion is very simple. To make a sentence in past tense, we use two auxiliary verbs, either ich bin or ich habe. Ich bin is used with verbs of movement. Ich habe with verbs of no obvious movement. And that's the way how we make those past tense verbs. Those are simple verbs. Macht, we add ge, we take away er, it's gemacht, gespielt, gewohnt, gehört. And these are irregular verbs that we unfortunately need to learn by heart. Gefahren, geblieben, geflogen, gegangen, geschwommen. Gefahren, geblieben, geflogen, gegangen, geschwommen. Now you can see that all those verbs are linked with ich bin. That means it's movement. Except stayed. That's an exception. It's alright when we say I went, I drove, I played, but whenever we have to say he or she or we need to change the form of the verb ich bin or ich habe. So du bist, du hast, ist, hat, wir sind, wir haben, ihr seid, ihr habt, sie sind, sie haben. We need to learn that by heart again whenever we have to change the forms of the verb. And just let's summarize and practice the past participles here, the verbs in the past tense. Kaufen, what is the past tense going to be? Kauft, ad ge, yes, gekauft. Macht, ad ge, yes, gemacht. Spielt, gespielt. Wohnt, gewohnt. Now, trinken, it's not going to work like this because this is a irregular verb, so it's going to be getrunken, gegessen, gegangen, gefahren. Gefahren, gegangen, gegessen, getrunken. You need to learn those verbs by heart.